done those North African trips. What are the legs going to be like for Stellenbosch today?
Good evening, Mark. I think it's always troubling to, especially with those distances, because then you jet lag and then you have to also travel to go and play the game. There's just limited time for you to actually recuperate. But also, I think the game is more now mentally. So if your mind is right, you're able to actually just soldier on into the game, because then you have to knowing exactly when to use your energies and when to conserve them.
There's certainly a contrast in their preparation over the last days for these two sides. AmaZulu last played 12 days ago. They should be ready for tonight's encounter. Let's introduce you to the two lineups, starting with the home side in green, of course. Victors away at Magesi in their last encounter. They make just two changes in the starting lineup for today's encounter. Rowan Human coming in for Mbanjwa. And there's Pule Eckstein into the side as well for Mashiko. For the rest, it's an unchanged lineup. Only one major injury at the club at the moment. Augustine Mulenge, he's working his way back to full fitness, should be ready in the next couple of weeks. And Veli Motwa continues as first choice goalkeeper ahead of Richard Ofori.
Yeah, with AmaZulu, we'll see them sometimes playing a 4-2-3-1. With that midfield where Zungu and Mutswari will be operating. Zungu will be the one that initiates the play, and Swagi will be the one that covers, but extend the man who's on form that we're playing possibly as a 10 just behind Ugadaro, and they'll expect Muremi with his speed and Hanamuk and Yusta as wing backs.
Stellenbosch played a second string side in Morocco on Sunday. They suffered a 5-0 defeat at the hands of Renaissance Berkane, the heaviest defeat ever for Stellenbosch. But only four of the players on that lineup remain for today. The two centre-backs, Malloy Sani and Onyango, Ashley Cupido and Chumani Butsaka in attack for them. For the rest, it's back to normal, except for the introduction of Tato Kiba as a new signing from Galaxy.
I guess that's the biggest conversation, rather, as to then how then quickly he's going to acclimatize if he's playing as a right back or in that midfield with him and Nduli, where actually Adams was operating. But also De Jong now back into the initial position as a 9, a false 9, just behind Cupido. They'll be making those runs over the shoulder.
Kolo Badi is in charge today. Zakeli Siwela and Oscar Tsotsetsi are our two linesmen. It's a Vuzi Vilakazi, the two head coaches, they seem to alternate as well the media duties. So you'll hear from Vilakazi every now and then, and after Zwani he did the pre-match interview with Tato before the start of today's game. Steve Barker, his 296th game as a coach in the top flight of South African football, coming close now to that magical 300 number. He's won exactly 100 games as a coach in charge of a top flight side.
So you think with the coaches of Atazwani and Vilakazi, they do have a toin course in the changing room?
To see who has to talk or who doesn't want to talk. There's Zakeli Siwela. Of course, been to the World Cup representing South Africa and been to more Cup of Nations tournaments than any other South African match official. He'll be running the line on the near side. Stay Stevens with his first cap recently for Bafana in that win over South Sudan at Cape Town Stadium in November at the end of the Cup of Nations qualifiers. It is a Stellenbosch side who've won just one of their last 6 matches. It's the second league game of the new year for them. They lost to Kaizer Chiefs in between their African adventures. An AmaZulu side who've picked up a single point from their last 3 home matches. They've done much better on the road. 2 successive away wins against Magesi and Cape Town City, but not as effective here at Umlazi. Let's see if they can turn that around here this evening. The AmaZulu, of course, in the green, Stellenbosch in their change strip tonight, and they begin a new era for them. Sans Jaden Adams, who Tekno's made a reference to already, sold to Mamelodi Sundowns last week, and Kliba has come in his place. It's a very experienced AmaZulu lineup. They are by far on average, the oldest club in the top flight in terms of ages. Players like Ngonyama at the back there, Phillies, Zungu in the middle, Mochwari, all plenty of experience behind their name. And Pule Eckstein, 4 goals this season in the league, is up there with the top strikers in the Betway Premiership. Mongani Zungu, no club for the first part of the season, but good to see him back in action. Wade Jooste, there's another we could add to the list of experienced players at this level of the game. Zungu over the top here, looking for Igadaro. The Nigerian just offside. Very much the target man for, there'll be a lot of crosses coming into him.
Yeah, whenever he's on the pitch, they seem to play a little more different. You can see that he's also a player that wants to run on the shoulders of the defenders just to try and stretch them, but there's more of a target man, like you rightfully say, with a lot of crosses that will be expected whenever he plays. And sometimes when they switch a little bit with Mbanjo that's on the bench or Moremi as a striker, then they play in transition because of the speed that they have. But then when Igadara is on the pitch, you'll see Eckstein just playing just next to him. That's why he gets inside the box, able to score those 4 goals that he scored.
But like the old Chukwu Mudau combination that had so much success for Mamelodi Sundowns. Here's Igadaro now with a bit of space. And you can see Kiba immediately into right back. And here is a very good tackle from Moloi Sani. First serious attack sees AmaZulu set down a marker. Moloi Sani was the captain on Sunday in Morocco. Today Stevens back in the team, so he's got the captain's armband. No Ishmael Toure tonight. The Ivorian is usually the first choice centre-back along with Moloi Sani. He's got a little bit of a knee niggle, so Brian Onyango gets a run out. Kiba looking for De Jong. De Jong, of course, against his old side. He started his career in South Africa here at AmaZulu.
And I guess also with the absence of Toure as well, the centre-back, I think Stellies this season, ever since Van Rooyen has left, I think they've been struggling to find a good replacement on the right-hand side. So they've been trying different players. And this is earlier on in that attack where you see Moremi also occupying that space as a striker because of the runs that Igodaro makes just in and outside the box.
Good challenge from Moloi Sani, who certainly last season was outstanding for Stellenbosch. He had the season before been relegated with Maritzburg, but a very good signing for Steve Barker's side, and another who possibly, if he keeps up his form, is knocking on the door of potential international football. Here's Zungu. Big part of Bafana in the past was Zungu. Tariq Phillies. Rowan Himan back in the starting lineup for tonight's encounter. This is a chase for Jooste here on this right-hand side. The pitch is obviously a little bit pacey. They've had heavy rains this time yesterday here in Durban. It's been overcast, but no threat of rain tonight. But I think the ball's going to move nicely on this surface.
Yeah, they also improve the tempo of the game as well. And that's what we need. And now the question is now is to then, will Stellies be able now to compete and be able to last that long if the pace is that high?
They had a long flight back from Morocco. Took a 1-hour flight from Berkane, where they played on Sunday, to Casablanca, then off to Dubai. That's about 9 hours, and then another layover and another 9 hours back home.
That's Champions League for you.
It's been a real learning curve, but congratulations, by the way, to Stellenbosch for finishing second in their group. They eagerly await the draw now for the quarterfinals. There's a chance they could be up against Tanzanian club Simba, where Fadlu Davids is doing so well as coach. Now, clearance away from Butsaka. Long-range shot from Jooste is a disappointing one. I think shooting technique, that you will not find that in the textbook.
And you always, as a player, whenever the ball comes through, being defended when you're there, and especially playing against a team like Stellies that you know that's so dangerous in transition, you better kick it out, or you better finish that attack, because once the ball gets dispossessed there, with all your defenders inside the box, you're standing in danger of conceding a goal.
Well, there was a knock there on Devon Titus, and he went down and then realized he better get up quickly. Now down again, looking for a little bit of treatment. Knock on the shin. Now, who's going to get the yellow for the challenge? The play was allowed to continue. Human going across to offer his sympathies. Oh, yes. Standard yellow these days, studs raised. You'll see that as well when the arm is outstretched behind and knocks the rival player in the face. That these days is also a stock yellow card. Well, they can ill afford to have a limping Devon Titus in this game. Very much a key man. There's the brains trust, Zwane Vilakazi, and of course Siboniso Vilakazi as well, who's the assistant coach. The goalkeeper coach is Aubrey Vilakazi, so...
Are they related?
Yeah, I'm not sure, but if your name is not Vilakazi, your chances of being on the AmaZulu bench of late seem to be rather restricted. Header away, or off the chest, I should say, of Onyango. He has a bit of space now for Butsaka. He's done well since signing from Spurs. Cut out by Ngonyama. Back from Human. A little bit of work here for Motwa. Butsaka for Kiba. And we're looking at Kiba before the start of the new season. Player from Galaxy, where, of course, he operated in the midfield as a very strong link man. But tonight's filling that troublesome right-back role that Stellenbosch are struggling to find a replacement for Dino van Rooyen. Did play there in his days at Marumo Gallants. Straight into the starting lineup, just literally days after arriving at the club.
Yeah, and also now he's two difficulties to acclimatize a little bit quicker into the team and the position itself, because once you become a midfielder for such a season or more and playing regularly, which he was at Galaxy, you seem to adopt certain patterns, certain habits as well. So to unlearn those habits is going to take a little bit of time. And AmaZulu, they should be profiting from that, knowing that he is a midfielder really that plays as a right back. So they should be pushing Hanamup on the left-hand side and Human as well.
Two other right backs on the bench today for Stellenbosch. The Nigerian Godswill Inyanyana and, of course, Carl Jurgens. Decision against De Jong. Andre De Jong scored when these two teams last met in the Carling knockout in October here at Umlazi. It was an extra time goal that put Stellenbosch into the next round. They were the defending champions, of course. Knocked out in the quarterfinals. A little unorthodox on Basadin, but it worked out nevertheless. Now, Onyango knows these parts well, having spent so much time, of course, at Maritzburg when he first came from Kenya. Back to Malloy Sani. Now, Kiba a little more central, and that's the kind of thing that he did so well at Galaxy. Galaxy a little bit these days, Teko, the Free State stars of the modern era, producing a lot of players, selling them, and really becoming a good nursery for South African talent.
Yeah, a lot of players have been coming out of Galaxy, and you can see also it's a business model that Team Sugas has had. And one seems to wonder, student, how then, where does he find all these quality players that he's able to sell?
Well, you remember Free State Stars, the production line there. Yeah. Piwe Shabalala, Thabo Matlaba. You could go on all night mentioning the players that started at that club.
And they went on to play for big teams in the country.
Exactly. Yeah, they're looking for Cupido up front. Flick on header, clearance away from Jooste. Bit of pressure from De Jong, and he'll get the throw in as well. Putting the brakes on Human there. Now Butsaka, he wins the challenge. Stellenbosch looking nice and strong in the early challenges. Here's Nduli. Everybody except Sage Stevens now inside the AmaZulu half. Here's Basadin. Butsaka. Loisani looking for a little run there from Lekoloane. He scored the last goal for Stellenbosch in the Betway Premiership against Kaizer Chiefs. 2-1 defeat for them in that game. Played here in Durban, of course. This is Butsaka, gets past the challenge of Zungu, out wide again. Lekoloane looks up front. Little touch on, and Motwa recovers well, collects comfortably. And now a little test for Kiba on this right as Hanamub goes on his first run. Support from Human. Onyango across. Dealt with fairly comfortably. That'll be an AmaZulu throw in. Well, with the league being so tightly packed, of course, victory these days can lift you up several places. However, these two sides on 16 points, they are looking straight up at Golden Arrows, who've got 19 in the position above them in 7th place. If Stellenbosch win, they do have a superior goal difference, so they'll go above Arrows into 7th. If AmaZulu win, they'll need a couple of goals here to dislodge Arrows from 7th spot. Cape Town City in 6th place on 20 points will be safe. No league action, of course, for a while after tonight's encounter. We've got the Nedbank Cup kicking off tomorrow. Lots of first round ties. We'll be showing you a fair sprinkling of them here on your World of Champions, and some interesting clubs, interesting pairings. These two teams don't play again until Tuesday night. Here's Jooste now. Cuts inside, left-footed cross. Header away from Nduli. Motswari, he has a look up. Phillies up to Igodaro. Good first touch from the big man. Now Hanamub looking for the return ball. Hanamub getting around the back. That's a good challenge from the new right back. Well, he's gaining in confidence, I think, Teko.
Yeah, they should be gaining confidence. They need to adjust a little bit quicker, because also it's very difficult also to understand the habits of your new teammates, but you gotta keep it simple as a new player coming in. You haven't have enough training session, but he's a good footballer, so he will be able to adjust throughout the game.
It was a nice 1-2 here, and Hanamub's got pace there, but well-timed tackle.
Yeah, just forcing Hanamub to his weaker foot, which is right foot, to able to give you a chance, your defenders a little bit of a chance to actually win those balls, because you do have big centre-backs, which is Onyango and Moloisani. So therefore, the chances of them winning aerial balls against Igodaro, it's higher.
Foul on Eckstein there. Tariq Phillies. Gonyama up to Jooste. Cut out by Butsaka. Lekoloane very much on the left side in today's encounter. Nicely done by Butsaka. Now he's got Titus to his right. Devon Titus plays it in. Back post, Lekoloane a little uncertain with what he was going to do there.
You can see that he's made up his mind, wanted to play that ball. First time with his left. But Titus also could have made it a little bit easier, maybe play the ball on the ground, but nice little bit of skill there from Butsaka, be able to bypass that midfield of Zungu and Motswara trying to press. You need to play the ball in between the defenders and the goalkeeper. Give Cupido a little bit of a chance to be able to attack the ball, or Velimuto not knowing whether to come out or not.
Butsaka, loose ball, wins possession. Now Cupido, square ball inside. He was looking for De Jong, went straight to Ngonyama. Upfield to Igodaro. And again, Stellenbosch take possession away. Butsaka looking to go around Zungu. And again, Ngonyama is in the right place at the right time.
That's the problem when you become a senior citizen, a more experienced player, maybe with not much legs. When the youngsters are having the ball, they don't want to pass, they just want to go through you, knowing that they might match you in terms of the pace. And you can see Butsaka, whenever he sees Bongani Zungu, that's exactly what he wants to do.
I suppose Zungu, to be fair, is still not at 100% in terms of match fitness. Has had a couple of appearances already since signing for AmaZulu. Here's De Jong. Cupido back from Lekoloane. They headed away. Here might be a chance. Keeper, this would be a dream start. Ah, he should have had a bit of a go. I think it just fell a little bit on top of him.
Yeah. And once it's like that, now it forces him now to think on his feet. But good counter press nonetheless from Stellies. Good runs. You can see that Lekoloane was trying to prick De Jong. Here's that ball there. Nice force now to think. And you can see the misunderstanding between Titus and Kiva there.
Steve Barker's got Wesley Sergel next to him. Ronald McCopp, the goalkeeping coach. He also serves as goalkeeping coach for Zimbabwe. They've got several candidates in South African football in that position. Remember, they're in the same World Cup qualifying group as South Africa. Next qualifiers in March. Titus. Chance to push forward now. Motswari, that's a fine ball. Here's Human. Has a look up. He's going to go for goal or not. Not sure whether he stubbed it a bit there and it turned out to be a pass rather than a shot, or whether that was a pass inside.
And being a player that's so dangerous whenever he carries the ball, once you're inside the box, you're the boss. I think he could have maybe forced or try to put the ball on his stronger side so that he can have an option to pass the ball properly or be able to take a shot. But you can see that he was undecided as to what is it exactly he wanted to do.
Motwa came out under a bit of pressure. It was good cover there from Houston. Now let's see what Zungu can do with all those years of experience. Top flight in France, of course. In Ligue 1, played for Glasgow Celtic, European Champions League, etc. Portugal as well, we forget. He did well when he left South Africa. Basavin sizing up the options. That's a stray pass straight to Human. Gunyama. Motswari.
The system that AmaZulu is playing with under coach Atazwan and Villegas, it becomes so difficult to defend. Once they perfect it, they're going to cause more problems for their teams, because they building up with two, with Nguenyama and Phyllis. But also now it becomes four with the Motswari and Bongani Zungu. They're wing backs, they're taking wing positions, so they're stretching the pitch, and then all that midfield they become congested with players that are XT and human that can play in between the spaces. They become so dangerous.
This is neatly done by Titus. And of course, pretty quick himself. Kiba looking for Cupido. Lead striker for Stellenbosch this season since Ikram Rain has left, of course, is Letlonolo Mojela, but he's had a bad ACL, won't play again this campaign. It's a big blow for them. Moving picture there, served as captain of Namibia on the one or two occasions when Peter Shalulile is not wearing the captain's armband. We are approaching the 20-minute mark here in Durban. It's a muggy summer night. Certainly the humidity levels, as one would expect in this part of the world this time of the year, still evident, even if it's a bit overcast. And Yango cleans up at the back. Stellenbosch with 3 clean sheets in their last 3 matches against AmaZulu. In from Titus, away from Ngonyama. Human, now Zungu. Nice pass, finds Eckstein. He's asking a bit much of Igodaro there.
I think AmaZulu there, nice passes, Bongani able to find players in between the spaces.
Lekoloane plays it in, looking for Cupido. Basadin. Dooley. Difficult pass for Butsaka. Not seen enough of Moremi on this right-hand side. Motswari out wide. Here comes Hanemup. Always so exciting when he's on the run down the left. Clearance is an easy one for Onyango. De Jong to Titus. Space now for him as Hanemup chases back. It is a pass looking for Cupido, well read by Phillies.
You can see for both teams, whenever they get to the last third of attacking zone, they just unforced errors. They're giving the ball away. They restart a game. Seen that with Titus recently now. Wanted to make a cross early on. And then AmaZulu as well, trying to play those over the ball. You know, I think it's both teams, they need to come down a little bit and make right decisions whenever they get into the last third.
Moremi to Human. Little ball over the top. Just skidded off the surface there, collected by Stevens. I'm not sure when the ball is running as fast as I thought initially.
Yeah, I think it grips a little bit. It stays on the ground a little bit. And maybe in the second half, maybe by then they would have adjusted to the conditions of the pitch.
You saw that ball out to Titus, almost seemed to stick a little bit. Kiba reunited with another ex-Galaxy man, Dooley. They didn't actually play together. Dooley had left already by the time Kiba got to Galaxy last season. They do have that in common. Onyama forced into the error because of the pressure there from Lekoloane. Hasn't been much for the referee to do so far in this game, but foul there for AmaZulu. Stellenbosch very keen to use the next couple of weeks before they resume their African Confederation Cup campaign to just move themselves up the log table. As Steve Barker said at the start of the game today, this is very much their bread and butter, the Betway Premiership. Here's the cross inside. Onyango will clear, and what's the call there? Was there handball on the way through?
I think it was a handball to Kiba there when Hanemup was trying to cross the ball.
Well, no complaints on the Stellenbosch side, and Mr. Bardi very clear with his call. Let's have a quick look. Yep, well spotted, Mr. Modisa. Stevens collected that fairly comfortably, although it was a pretty congested penalty area. Now, AmaZulu 3 wins on the road this season, 4 losses, and at home, although they've played 1 game less, only 2 wins out of 6. And they've lost 3 of their 6 home matches so far in the Betway Premiership, which is a 50% losing rate. Over the top here from Onyango, looking for Cupido. Human for AmaZulu. De Jong tracking back inside to Motswari. There's lots of options for him. Looks for Uesta out wide here on the right. They'll be looking for the head of Ighodaro. The big Nigerian gets there, but Onyango was right with him.
I can see with the AmaZulu, we did allude earlier on that whenever Ighodaro's on the pitch, expecting a lot of crosses being played inside the box, but a good defense there from Anyango, making sure that it denies space to Ighodaro to actually have a good header there. But you can see the intentions from AmaZulu. Whenever they have a chance, Hanamub on this right-hand side recently with his Juster, they want to play the ball inside the box for Ighodaro.
Did look as if Ighodaro got some real contact on that, but there was no complaint from Onyango when the referee called the corner. Hanamub's going to go across and take it with that left foot and try and curl it in on goal. They've got some height in there with Zungu, with Ighodaro, with Tariq Phillies in particular, and it's a good bending ball dealt with by Sihle Ndule. Maybe not enough height on it, but a nice curl from Hanamub. Always dangerous, those balls to the near post from set pieces. Particularly if the keeper's route is going to be blocked now. Played short. He has Juster. Phillies will get there. Motswari. It's going to go all the way through. Well, to be fair, both goalkeepers pretty underemployed in this match so far.
They are very relaxed. They haven't been tested at all.
Both of these teams have drawn home matches in the first round of the Nedbank Cup. Tuesday night, AmaZulu here against Mighty Eagles. It's a 7 p.m. kickoff. And Stellenbosch play against Kruger United, who come from the Motsepe Foundation Championship. That game is at the Darnie Craven Stadium, where they've only played one game this season. That was the opening match of the campaign against Galaxy. You might remember that horrible pitch.
Yeah. So it's hopefully now the conditions are better for them to go back, because they're very dangerous whenever they play at home.
They'll be looking forward to meeting up with their local fans. They've been using Moses Mabhida as a home ground. They've had games at Loftus Versfeld's home matches in African competition, the Cape Town Stadium, Athlone Stadium, of course. Been a bit nomadic. Not for the first time, Stellenbosch. You might remember their first season in the top flight. They had no ground in Stellenbosch. They spent an entire campaign playing matches in Cape Town. Turn from Motswari. Foul on Eckstein, committed by Butsaka. Having a good season, Pule Eckstein. He's still often referred to as a youngster because of that baby face that he's got, but he's been around for a long time. He's 34 years old now, Eckstein. Had his birthday at the beginning of the month. De Jong always does so well at shielding the ball and wins the free kick there.
He's one player that you don't want to give so much space, because he's so clever in that interlink between the midfield and the forwards, because he wants to play those balls out wide to Tatus, and he joins inside the box a little bit later. That's how he enjoys scoring those goals.
There's a chance for Cupido now. Support from Titus. De Jong goes into the middle. That's excellent defense from Phillies. Once again, possession turned over. Kiba coming to his own a little bit here. Finds De Jong. The follow-up here, the shot! Effort is just wide from Butsaka.
Again, unforced error from AmaZulu. Stellenbosch nearly benefited from that, with Kiba being a huge part in terms of aiding that, and Here's the shot that nearly really troubled Velimoto.
Butsaka with just a single goal for Stellenbosch since joining them from Spurs. That came in the Confederations Cup against Berkane of Morocco. Basadin with that left foot. This will be swung out towards the penalty spot. It's Titus who collects. Titus goes from long range. Well, from our vantage point, that looked a pretty decent effort. I'm not sure how close it was in the end.
Yeah, from here it looks very close. Also with the weather conditions as well, it does allow for players to actually start taking those shots outside the box.
Yeah, well, Moto had that fairly well covered. Here's Onyango with Butsaka. Two attempts in this game, I'm afraid to say, and nothing on target yet. Moto only playing his third game for AmaZulu this season. Lost his place when Richard Ofori arrived from Orlando Pirates. Well, if you missed it last night in Polo Kwani Makesi leading Mamelodi Sundowns for much of the match, and then the champions coming back to win 2-1. They are comfortably perched at the top of the Betway Premiership. 33 points. Orlando Pirates 6 behind them with a game in hand, though. They were supposed to play tonight against Royal AM. That match called off. We're ready to see what is going to happen with Royal AM and whether they're going to be able to continue in the league this season. The rules are pretty clear. If a team does withdraw from the championship before they've played every other team, in other words, the first round, then all the results are just expunged. Nobody gets any points from any matches against Royal AM. They'll take all the points away from those who have played them and who have taken points off them, which includes AmaZulu, of course, who had their last home win against Royal AM in mid-December. De Jong, Butsaka. Youngo a little clumsy there, but gets away with it. And this is kept in play. Here's De Jong now. Kiba on the overlap. He has the cross inside, a little too strong. Good build-ups here from Stellenbosch, but the final touch into the penalty area.
And then now they're spending so much time in AmaZulu's half.
Again, just given away. Butsaka, the dummy. Here's Basadin dragging it back. Chance here, and a goal! Lekolowane sneaks it in at the post and has got 2 in a row now for Stellenbosch. Man signed from Baroka at the beginning of the season. He's beginning to pay dividends. And I suppose on the balance of possession and creativity, maybe not chances created, Stellenbosch perhaps deserve it of their lead, Teko.
Yeah, they do deserve, because in the last 15 minutes they started spending so much time in AmaZulu's half, unable to clear their lines. Here they find themselves, look at the numbers of Stellenbosch players inside the box. Of course, with so many bodies and just in front of Velimoto, he was not aware as to where the ball was. You can see the reaction is very late from him because he saw the ball being late. But those are the results of Stellenbosch spending so much time and counter-pressing and winning the balls and forcing errors from AmaZulu's defense.
Mocho Lekoloane with number 2 for the season. Both of them away from home against Kaizer Chiefs earlier this month and now against AmaZulu. He was not a man really on the radar at the start of the season in terms of high-profile purchases by Stellenbosch. And he's using the opportunity, I think, of Mogela's injury to establish himself in the team.
And it's not a typical player that you can use in transition in terms of speed, because he normally comes in inverted and help in terms of build-up, but he always finds himself just in and around the box as well. So it forces now Stellis to play a little bit different than the Stellis that we knew with transition, with speed, Titus and them. going forward.
Well, it's a much changed. It's a good point you make. It's a much changed team from a couple of years ago when you had Titus, you had Ashley Dupree.
Yeah. And Reynes as well.
Reynes, of course, so much pace. Yes, Cupido. No, he's looking to see. He's decided he's going to take on Ngonyama. Solid defending. Under 10 minutes to half-time. Pushing it around nicely now, Stellenbosch. Everything's working out their way. There was an errant pass from Butsaka, but Moremi a little off balance, and he gives away the throw-in. Quickly taken from Basadin. Nikolowani, can he keep it in? Now Motswari. Eckstein. That's a foul. The timing really from Nduli. No malice, I think, just got his timing wrong. Accepts it gracefully, does Sihle Ndule. Knows he got the timing wrong there.
He knows.
It's Phillies and Uesta on the AmaZulu side who come into this game with 3 cautions behind their name and the threat of a possible suspension for the next game. And on the Stellenbosch side, De Jong, Maloisani, who are in the starting lineup and carrying 3 cards. Sometimes there's a temptation to pick up a yellow and sit out the game in the Nedbank Cup against supposedly inferior opposition.
Yeah.
Let's see if time wasting from one of them might result in a yellow card later on.
But as a team, you need to come into this game knowing exactly as to which players needs to take those cards and at what minute as well, depending on how the game is pending.
Master of that used to be Gordon Ingerson. Here's Uesta. Decent cross for Iguodaro, who was a little unsure what to do. Hesitated.
He jumped twice. And I think the first jump, the first instinct, he was correct because he was going to meet the ball halfway in the air there. But then again, you rightfully said he was unsure as to then what is it that he wanted to do inside the box. And that was a good cross.
And he was in between the 2 centre-backs as well.
Yeah.
Perfectly positioned for an equaliser. That's a good chance, Ghana begging. Here's Rowan Human now into the area. Human! Good block again. Malloy Sani. Such a good defender. Eckstein out wide. Here's Wade Uesta. Another inviting ball. Frustration for Uesta. But Iguodaro's path to that ball was blocked a little bit by the defence.
It was blocked indeed. The ball was played too early there. You can see the Iguodaro was coming from the other side. The ball was switched too early, and he's the lone strike inside the box. So then they needed him to move a little bit sooner. But also, Usta had time to actually allow Iguodaro just to move maybe 2 steps in, and then he can play that ball. But you can see the frustrations there because they know that these are areas where maybe possibly they can punish Stellies.
As you can see, it's been almost 2 months since Iguodaro last scored, end of November against Richards Bay. Very much part of the plan here is to find the big Nigerian up front. Five minutes to the break here in Umlazi on this Thursday night. Well, often we have league action for you on a Thursday, but every day with a football game would be a win.
Yeah, it will be a win indeed.
There's Moremi. De Jong. Lovely ball, Titus off the chest. Now he's going to try and attack the defence here. Anemub is the man he's up against. De Jong! Shot is on target, but saved by Motwa.
You can see De Jong again arriving late inside the box. Titus delaying, realizing that there's more numbers for AmaZulu to defend.
Great chance now for an equaliser. Here's Iguodaro. Should he have played that in for Eckstein? Should he have maybe progressed a little further forward with the ball at his feet?
I think he had the right intention. Maybe the execution was wrong. But when you see, especially you can see that the centre back is out of position, which was Onyango, and Eckstein was just a little bit far ahead of him. You can see that he's trying to play with an outside foot, trying to put Eckstein on. Had a great run there from Eckstein.
Defensive work was done by Brian Onyango. Now Motswari, nice little chip from him. The call came early from the goalkeeper, so Onyango let that go through. Titus looking for Cupido. Has he got the pace to get the better of Motswari? Cupido onto the right foot, back onto the left. Laying it back here for Butsaka. Shot is on target, but again, straight at the keeper.
Yeah, I think Cupido should have taken an opportunity and take that chance, because you could see he used his hand a little bit nicer there to delay Motswari's defense. And it's on your right foot. Just try and force Velimoto to have a save.
Lovely ball from Titus for De Jong. Lekoloane is in the middle. No handball. Now Eckstein does find Iguodaro through the legs of Moloi Sane, trying to use his strength. Busted in, comes off better. This is really open now, this game. Not much structure. A great ball for Lekoloane, and here's a chance for number 2. Shot from Cupido is straight at Motwa.
Opportunities now getting to open. You're rightfully saying the game is open now. Another passage of play. Good ball been played there by De Jong early on, but that first touch, Lekoloane was let down by the first touch, but it also ended up in Cupido. That's what you need from a striker. Try to hit the target, gain that confidence.
2 minutes to be added on at the end of this half. Here's Iguodaro, has a look up. No one in the middle. That's where he should be. Ball inside, goes straight to Nduli. Crowder go on his back a little bit now, I think, as well. Phillies. It's a very surprisingly sloppy performance from AmaZulu.
Indeed, and you can see a lot of frustrations as well from them, because they want to do things a little bit quicker. They need to calm down a bit, find their rhythm. Once you find the rhythm, you know, all those natural instincts will come through.
Here's Justa, looks up. Iguodaro is the man. That was overhit. So we're on the cusp now of time added on at the end of the first half here at Umlazi. There'll be plenty of work in the change room for Arthur Zwane and Vuzi Vilakazi, and all the other Vilakazis as well. Basadin could get himself in a bit of trouble here. Needs a big clearance from Moloi Sane. Little exchange there with Moloi Sane and goalkeeper Stevens. Interesting, they're having a few words with each other. Steve Barker got off the bench and said to Stevens, just hold it. Let's not have ructions here between our own players. Cupido. Nduli. Nicely done, Titus. Great ball to the near post. Maybe the angle was just a little too tight.
It was too tight indeed, and you can see you also wanted to use an outside foot. You need to open your foot a little bit, just, you know, direct it, because the angle already, it's awkward enough. And normally when you get those type of chances, because the goalkeeper is also advancing, try to maybe to, you know, chip it a little bit. I know it's easy to say, but it's very, very difficult. But we've seen goals being scored like that.
Is there going to be a response here from AmaZulu at the end of this first half? Around about 20 seconds now. Sage Stevens will try and eat up the time. Let's have a look at this opportunity now at the near post for Lekoloane. Yeah, very tight angle. Right, that's the end of the first half here. Some thoughts from Teko Modise.
I think AmaZulu started very well, a little bit sloppy at the end, getting frustrated because they're really not getting lost. But Stellenbosch got back into the game, started pressing a little bit high, spending much time in AmaZulu's half, and unforced errors that caused AmaZulu to be able to concede that goal.
Fresh from their African club competition adventures, Stellenbosch shrugging off the fatigue and producing the plays that mattered in this first half. And the men in white will go into the break well satisfied, I think, with the lead here, and perhaps maybe thinking we could have had one or two more opportunities. Bit of instruction for the young man there from Nduli. So here's confirmation of the score here at half-time at King Goodwill Zwelithini Stadium. It's AmaZulu 0, Stellenbosch. Penalty area.
And then now they're spending so much time in AmaZulu's half.
And again, just given away. Butsaka, the dummy, he has busted in, dragging it back. Chance here, and a goal! Lekoloane sneaks it in at the post, and has got two in a row now for Stellenbosch. Penalty area.
And then now they're spending so much time in AmaZulu's half.
And again, just given away. Butsaka, the dummy, he has busted in, dragging it back. Chance here, and a goal! Lekoloane sneaks it in at the post, and has got two in a row now for Stellenbosch. Penalty area.
And then now they're spending so much time in AmaZulu's half.
And again, just given away. Butsaka, The dummy, he has busted in, dragging it back. Chance here, and a goal! Lekolowane sneaks it in at the post, and has got 2 in a row now for Stellenbosch. Penalty area.
And now they're spending so much time in AmaZulu's half.
And again, just given away. Butsaka, the dummy, he has busted in, dragging it back. Chance here, and a goal! Lekolowane sneaks it in at the post, and has got 2 in a row now for Stellenbosch. Man signed from Baroka at the beginning. The dummy, he has busted in, dragging it back. Chance here, and a goal! Lekolowane sneaks it in at the post, and has got 2 in a row now for Stellenbosch. Man's given away. Butsaka, the dummy, he has busted in, dragging it back. Chance here, and a goal! Lekolowane sneaks it in at the post, and has got 2 in a row now for Stellenbosch. Man's Justa out wide here on the right. They'll be looking for the head of Ighodaro. The big Nigerian gets there, but Onyango was wrong. Justa out wide here on the right. They'll be looking for the head of Ighodaro. The big Nigerian gets there, but Onyango was wrong. Justa out wide here on the right. They'll be looking for the head of Ighodaro. The big Nigerian gets there, but Onyango was wrong. Justa out wide here on the right. They'll be looking for the head of Ighodaro. The big Nigerian gets there, but right. They'll be looking for the head of Ighodaro. The big Nigerian gets there, but right. They'll be looking for the head of Ighodaro. The big Nigerian gets there, but Onyango. They'll be looking for the head of Ighodaro. The big Nigerian gets there, but Onyango. They'll be looking for the head of Ighodaro. The big Nigerian gets there, but Onyango was right with him. Possession turned over. Kiba coming to his own a little bit here. Finds De Jong. The follow-up here. The shot. Effort is just wide from Butsa. Possession turned over. Kiba coming to his own a little bit here. Finds De Jong. The follow-up here. The shot. Effort is just wide from Butsa. Possession turned over. Kiba coming to his own a little bit here. Finds De Jong. The follow-up here. The shot. Effort is just wide from Butsa. Possession turned over. Kiba coming to his own a little bit here. Finds De Jong. The follow-up here. The shot. Coming to his own a little bit here. Finds De Jong. The follow-up here. The shot. Welcome back, everyone, here to Umlazi. Stellenbosch leading AmaZulu by 1-0 in the Betway Premiership. We are standing by for a change in the home side. Rowan Human will be going off, and Mondli Mbanjwa is coming on. He started the last game against Magesi. Was taken off in favour of Human, and he will now come on and make his 13th appearance of the season for AmaZulu. All told, 8 starts and now 5 sub-appearances. A single goal in the league for Mbanjwa, which came against Royal AM in the last home win that the Usutu had. Stellenbosch to get the second half underway. What do you make of that change, Teko?
I think it's them trying to go back to their normal structure with having wingers, which is Mbanjwa and Moremi left and right, and possibly XTN playing as a 10. Because now they're chasing the score, they still need to have that type of a balance, but also the speed in terms of transition, because Mbanjwa has speed, Moremi has speed. We know that Moremi has been engaged in so much, especially in the first half.
Stellenbosch on the attack, picking up where they left off at the end of the half. It's cross inside with a bit of a curl. But Lekoloane puts that well over the top. Confirmation of the lineups scrolling at the bottom of your screen. AmaZulu making 2 changes coming into this game. They had a 12-day break from their last match against Magesi. Stellenbosch, pretty much a second string that they put out in Morocco on Sunday, so they're back to full strength. And he has a chance for number 2, laid inside, looking for De Jong. And a little bit of a rebound there, almost trickles into the back of the net. I think that pretty much sums up how things have gone for AmaZulu in this game.
Yeah, it does indeed. And I thought Likura, after a nice turn, getting inside the box, I thought you'll take an advantage because of the fact that there was space for him on his right foot. Here, they're still in the ball very nicely. He gets inside the box. He does have an angle, but you can see that he wants to play De Jong. He nearly again that deflection that really resulted into a goal.
Left-footed cross, almost just swept across, dealt with by Phillies, and look how close that was off Kwanda Ngonyama. Corner is the result. Basadin curling it away, looking for a touch from Onyango. Ngonyama clears. Basadin will get another chance to whip it in. Well, they've decided to play it all the way back to Stevens, so the likes of Onyango have to make their way back. Now Basadin, Lekoloane, Basadin looking to lay it in for Cupido. There wasn't really a gap for him to have a shot on the left foot.
Yeah, there wasn't any, but it's so easy how Stellenbosch wins those second balls, and I think AmaZulu needs to restructure themselves, position themselves right, especially with the experience that they have in that midfield, Mutswari and Zungu. They need to make sure that they're in the right position to be able to win the second ball, because of Stellies are benefiting from the second balls.
Here's the ball into the middle. Kiba. Butsaka. This is balls for De Jong, and uncharacteristically doesn't get a touch onto it. Basadin, De Jong, back again. Onto the left. And the shot saved by Motwa.
Yeah, well covered there by Motwa. Good play. Passage of play by Basadin, being close on his left foot, cutting around the pitch, trusting his right, and yet still wasn't able as well to hit the target.
Oh, there is still a lot of muttering from the crowd here in Umlazi. Not happy with AmaZulu in the first half, and haven't really got off on the right foot here in the second either.
They need to change gears a little bit. And you're playing against the side that has traveled so long, and you're expecting them to have a little bit of fatigue, and AmaZulu expecting to see a little bit of freshness.
Now, Jooste had a bit of space there. His touch was a bit heavy. Comes off Nduli. It'll be a throw-in on the far side. Tonight's game, the 12th meeting between these two sides. AmaZulu do have a winning record against Stellenbosch, 4 wins and 3 losses. They haven't beaten them in their last 4 head-to-head clashes. In fact, Stellenbosch have won on their last 2 trips here to Durban to take on AmaZulu in the league last season. Anisette Ura scored the only goal, and we mentioned earlier they've come here already in this campaign in the Carling knockout and won 2-1 after extra time. Are they on course for a 3rd successive away win against AmaZulu tonight? Long way to go still, though. Here's Motswari trying to get things going. Igadaro finds Zungu. Bit of space now out on that right-hand side. Bit of pace from the home side. This is more promising. Jooste into the middle. Keeper clears. It's given away to Motswari. Now Butsaka. Well, the idea was a good one. Lekoloane was on a good run down that left-hand side, a little too close, but Motwa's turned possession over.
Those are the unforced errors that it still continues for AmaZulu, that started in the first half, but it was a good pass. Only the direction, and you're expecting possibly, maybe if it was Titus was actually going to get those type of balls, because he thrives for those type of balls, just over the line of the defense, be able to run into them.
Well, if it stays this way, Stellenbosch will move up 1 slot from 8th in the Betway Premiership standings to 7th, ahead of Golden Arrows. Goal difference only. Here's the Jongs. Nice touch in. Cupido in on goal. Forced wide. Plays it back here. Lekoloane. Shot blocked by Phillies. Still in play. De Jong. He looks up. Back again to Bassadin. That's good strength shown by Mbanjwa, who's just come on. Cupido. De Jong, Nduli, Kiba. Good cover from Butsaka because Kiba put under pressure there by Moremi. It's been a quiet night for Moremi. We're expecting a bit more from him with his pace. Now Jooste, 2 challenges he's got through. What are his options?
There goes again. Too eager to play forward, too eager to use the speed. No connection, no synergy at all. A little bit of frustrations, and as you can see, it's starting to build up again in the second half when you spoke about Moremi having been in the game, because AmaZulu unable to hold on to the ball and be able to use the speed that they have. They're just giving away the ball so cheaply to Stellenbosch.
Lekoloane back to De Jong, playing the 1-2, in again. Back one more time, now Cupido. Thinks about the shot again, and puts it just wide.
He needs to take more shots. He gets into the right positions. As a striker, you're always going to be judged on the goals that you score. Great run here, here's on his right foot. Of course, that first touch let him down a little bit, but you want him to take such shots into the target and force Velimoto to make those saves.
Just strikes me, Teko is maybe a man devoid of confidence at the moment, actually, Cupido.
Yes, you can see that struggle a little bit with the confidence, but you can't wait for the confidence to come to you. And he gets into the right places. They're in the lead. You need to take those chances, and he's not. He wants to play, even though he wants to pass the ball, even though he's in the right position to actually try and score.
Only goal for Cupido this season against Chipper back in October in the league. So AmaZulu going to make some more changes now early on in the second half. Try and see if they can get themselves back into this game. We'll get to that in a moment or two. Let's just have a look at Lekoloane, beaten by Jooste. It looks as if Andiswa Sitole is coming on, the former Maritzburg man who's had a bit of injury of late, back to fitness now. He's only appeared as a substitute for AmaZulu so far this season. Stevens makes the catch. The other change looked like Ngema. He'll bring some skill into that midfield, creativity. Ex-Marumo Gallants man. Foul in favour of AmaZulu. Right, let's see those changes now for the home side. So Ngema and Sitole to come on. It looks as if Zungu and Eckstein go off. Ngema into creative midfield role, and Sitole a little further forward and looking to get into action straight away. Malloy Sane clears that away. So 3 changes already off the AmaZulu bench in the second half. We've had just 10 minutes.
Yeah, really trying to get back into the game, trying to react into the scoreline. And with the introduction of Ngema, they'll need that creativity. They need those forward passes and be able to engage their star man, which is Eckstein, which hasn't been much into the game.
So throw in for AmaZulu. Is there a little bounce now from this double change that injects some life into their attack? Certainly been on the back foot for most of this encounter against the visitors from the Winelands. And again, the mistake from Phillies taken by Butsaka. Can he find Titus? Cuts inside, Titus left foot, goal! Well, the mistake from Phillies is punished, and Titus finishes it off, and Stellenbosch double their lead. And that's a characteristic goal from Stellenbosch, isn't it?
It is indeed. This is a true characteristic of a Stellenbosch with those transitional play. Open up the spaces, forcing you to play this ball for them to be able to intercept them. Yes, Philly's unforced error. Pusaka intercepting the ball very well. The minute you thought the ball ran away from him, he plays that ball with the speed that Titus has. Take the risk with so much options in and around him. There's De Jong, there's Cupido, but he trusts his left foot there, squeezing it where Velemoto was actually good positioned.
It's a third away goal this season for Titus. All of his goals in the league have come on the road. Previously against Orlando Pirates and Chippa United. He got 7 in the league last season. People forget that he was a consummate goal scorer because Ikram Reyners, of course, was banging them in. Yeah. But Devon Titus just reminding us of his quality down this right-hand side. No foul for Mbanjwa there. Clearance from Malloy Sane. Now it's a big ask for AmaZulu. They've just made the changes. Can they get themselves back in? And they need to do so quickly. And Mbanjwa inside. And that just gets away from Moremi.
And Coach Atazwane spoke about the balance that they need to have as a team. You know, they struggled a little bit earlier on into the season collecting maximum points away. Now they do. Now they're dropping more points at home. So that's the balance that they need. You can see the struggle also continues within the game with the 2-0 down, chasing the game.
They're coming into this match 1 point from their last 3 home games. So in other words, 2 losses and a draw. Now, what's the ref going to do here? Yellow card for Ngema, who's just come on. And Ngema will sit out the cup game on Tuesday. He collects his 4th caution of the season and has an automatic 1-match suspension. Cupido none the worse for wear. Back up again, and let's see what Bassadin can do with the free kick. Set-piece opportunity for Stellenbosch. Floated in from Bassadin. Onyango goes up, beaten in the air by Ighodaro. Titus, he puts it in along the ground for Cupido. Nduli, and Onyango got in his way. Butsaka, goal! Number 3. Did that take a wicked deflection?
That deflection from Phillies as well, that Velimuta couldn't do anything with the ball with that power. The total dominance again continues with Stellenbosch, finding their feet in the second half, scoring 2 goals within the space of, what, 5 to 6 minutes?
Butsaka gets his first league goal of the season. He's second in all competitions. Blunt faces for Zungu and Afori. Back in from Titus here. On target by Butsaka, but deflected in of Tariq Filiz. That will be a Butsaka goal. Even though it's a wicked deflection from Filiz, the shot was on target, so it must go down for Butsaka. One hour gone here. 3 goals down, AmaZulu. This is not what they had in the script. Everything was really well set up for them. Decent rest after the last match against Magesi. Up against the team travelling back from Morocco. The odds really in favour of the home side. Home advantage as well. Nothing has gone right so far. They've got 30 minutes to try and turn it around.
Yeah, they're struggling with finding their feet, finding their combinations. They look more tired. They're playing slow. They enforced errors. You know, turning possessions even when there's no pressure, and they're playing against a team that is so quick in transition, that knows how to position themselves. It's always dangerous. You can see with the goals that they scored, mostly because of their failing to clear the lines.
It's the second time this season that they have conceded 3 goals in a game. Kaizer Chiefs beat them 3-1 in Durban, and there is an almost Ighodaro close to pulling one back. How close was that from the Nigerian? Not far away.
I guess it's that bounce as well that set them off.
Now, Steve Barker reckons time for some changes here. This is Inyinaya, the Nigerian, Godswill, who's the right-back signing that they made. Does this mean that maybe Kiba will get a chance to push into the midfield a little bit? Lekoloane goes off, and I think Ashley Cupido is the other player to depart. And the other change for the home side will be Ibrahim Jabbar, very busy Nigerian in the midfield. It's a double Nigerian change here, by the way. Well, he's had his chances, Cupido. Player from Rivers United, who Stellenbosch have brought on. It's taken them a while to get a work permit for the right back. So how do things switch up now? Kiba into the midfield.
Kiba will be going back to his natural position. Possibly De Jong now playing as a false 9. That will be more supported by Titus making those diagonal runs in that transition, because De Jong will drop a little bit, just drawing Phillies and Ngwenyama into that midfield, knowing that there's always going to be a third man run with Titus. But it will be interesting to see then how then Kiba then, you know, Kiba combination with Nduli and Jabbar and Butsaka in that midfield.
Stellenbosch did score 6 goals at this venue last season when they beat Milford in the Nedbank Cup. A long way off 6 here tonight still, but Titus all fired up there.
He looks like a player that is rested for 9 days.
Interesting, Titus came on as a sub on Sunday. De Jong didn't play in that game, and so maybe strategically with Stellenbosch knowing this league match was ahead on the schedule and knowing that they'd already qualified in the Confeds Cup, Steve Barker, even though they lost 5-0, might have done the right thing on Sunday with giving a lot of the fringe players an opportunity to play. Big stage, of course, in African Confederation Cup competition. Good learning curve for a lot of the youngsters. Butsaka has stolen everything tonight. Well, they could take their time now. Won by Kiba. Up to Titus for De Jong. And Yinyana, the surely number 4! Tucked away! Superb finish from Titus. I'm not sure he actually hit it cleanly, but he'll take it anyway.
Yeah, because even if you didn't hit it clean, but because of the power of the ball that comes in, it helps you. You just need to direct it. You don't need power. And he directed very, very well. Finding himself space inside the box as a late runner. The ball also again being stolen by Butsaka in that midfield, rotating. De Jong carrying the ball, playing out wide, bringing the ball inside the box. Such a cool finish there.
Biggest league win for Stellenbosch was that 5-0 they had against Polokwane City last season when Reina scored all the goals. He hit that beautifully, actually. I take back my earlier statement. Lovely pass as well. That's what you want from the right back. Came up on his first push forward, provided an excellent cross. Oh, he's enjoying himself, Devin Titus.
Indeed, he gets to make those diagonal runs now with De Jong now playing as a false 9, and that's also going to make him more dangerous because he's spending more time in the dangerous space instead of him out wide bringing those crosses.
Well, you can hear the fans here in Umlazi not happy at all with the way things are going tonight. Last time they conceded 4 was also at home against Pirates in the Cup last season in April. Lost 4-2. Motswari. Run from Uesta. Good work from Basadin.
Now as a coach as well from AmaZulu side, you start questioning yourself as then you make the changes because you want to impact the game very positively, and then you lose the rhythm, but also you're struggling to find the rhythm. So you have that contrast. Then maybe my substitution, maybe they didn't work properly. But then AmaZulu players, they need to come back into the game trying to fight back because there's still time. And they do have the quality as well to be able to try and fight back. But they need to find that synergy. They need to be able to pass the ball properly.
I think Steve Barker has seen the opportunity now, maybe just to make a few more changes, give some other players an opportunity. He's got Peely standing by. He's a very exciting young striker. Sanele Barnes might get a chance still tonight. Janino Palace. Well, this has worked out perfectly for Steve Barker, and we have, well, close to number 5. Everyone caught there, including us, by that effort.
Very clever from Basadin, realizing that Velimoto is way out of his line.
And he's done that already this season, you remember?
Yeah.
Wow, look at that.
That goes in, clearly it is a goal of the season.
Look at the reaction. Corner from Basadin, curls away. Motwa much more confident this time. Snatches that out. Igodaro. Now AmaZulu, the fans will be looking for something from them in these closing 20 minutes or so. Not to fold, but to make a bit of a fight of this. Hanamub, let's give it away again. De Jong was looking for Titus. He'll be thinking about a hat-trick. We've had only 2 so far this season. Mabasa scored against Gallants, and Boyeli, the Sekukuni Congolese striker, got one the other day.
Okay, super sport.
Sitoli now. It's a chance for him tonight to maybe establish his credentials. So more changes. Janino Palace and Pili to come on. Who's going to come off? I think that's the end of Kibo, which is a little unfortunate. You wanted to see a bit more of what he could do in the midfield, but good debut for the new signing from Galaxy. And Andre de Jong will be the other player to depart. He doesn't know that yet. Good performance again from de Jong against his old club. Doesn't look particularly happy. I think he was a big part in this game so far. Now this young man has a bit of a stage now to show us his ability. Very talented footballer.
And he enjoys 1v1 situations on the left-hand side, and can't wait to see as to what is it that he's going to do now that also Stellenbosch are in the lead. Much more relaxed. Maybe he can play his normal game.
Very difficult to choose a man of the match with 2 goals for Titus and so many good performances. De Jong, of course, I think Putsaka with all of his steals in the middle, he's been outstanding.
He's been outstanding, Putsaka.
Sitoli, ball inside, looking for Mbanjwa. And don't forget Moloi Sani in defense has made some early tackles which really kept AmaZulu at bay in the early stages.
Him and Onyango, they kept Ugodaro quiet. And they've done well. And with Moloi Sani, I think he grows every game. He gets better and better and better.
So Tariq Philly's pushing forward. He's been involved in the last 2 goals. And he gets something back for his club. To the near posts. Moloi Sani heads it away. Yosta out wide, back again. Now, can they get this a little chip ball in? Beats Onyango. Igodaro with the last touch. Nothing is working for him tonight. Well, we gave you a quick glimpse of the live log of how AmaZulu will profit from what looks to now be a certain 3 points here tonight. But it's not often that you win by 4 clear goals and you only move up 1 place on the standings. AmaZulu will stay in 9th spot, just above Supersport on goals scored. Goal difference is the same now. If Stellenbosch get 1 more, then AmaZulu will drop to 10th. Saka bundled off the ball. Here's Igodaro. Left-footed effort, blocked. Big clearance away from Moloi Sani. Suddenly a little bit of purpose about AmaZulu. Might be too little too late. Work from Palace up against Mbanjwa. Now let's see what Pili can do. We've talked him up. Can he deliver? Here he goes, taking on Ngonyama. Cuts inside. Gets it wide, yeah. Oh, he's going to try and run the show here, Pili. Nduli out wide. Maloisani, Palace. Stevens straight through the middle, looking for Jabbar, just a little too strong. Not exactly inspiring confidence here from the supporters. He hasn't really been the same since that, what was it, Uganda or Congo? I can't remember the game. Uganda. Back in September. Palace. Now, Titus on a hat-trick. Maybe a bit of fatigue beginning to settle in now. Mbanjwa and Sitoli. Juster on the overlap. Sitoli finds Juster. Ngonyama forward. They are looking for some consolation here, AmaZulu. Motswari. Ngema. Now Hanamub. Not seen enough of him down the left-hand side. There's the excellent ball in from Hanamub. And so close for Igadaro.
Such a good ball they've been played by Hanamub. Hard and low, making it very, very difficult for Steelers to be able to defend. And the big man there showing his presence inside the box. Haven't really got enough supply or goal-scoring opportunities because that tight defense between Onyango and Moloisane. But good patches of play as well. You can see here taking the risk of 1v1. Putting that ball so hard and low, making it difficult for Stevens. But Moloisane with the clearance.
Always in the right place at the right time, it would seem, Thabo Moloisane. Little ball over the top for Jabbar. He wasn't so sure, but now he can look to maybe add another. Jabbar! The shot is saved by Motwa.
Good positioning there from Motwa.
Mbanjwa gets the better of Basidi, out wide, Sitoli. Looks as if Hanamub might be going off. I think he might be struggling a bit. AmaZulu are considering a change. We hear from down on the pitch side, looking to bring on Sifiso Ngubeni. Ngema gets the cross in. That's a good save from Stevens. Igodaro got the shot in. And Sage Stevens makes the save.
Yeah, good saves indeed. From a goalkeeper that hasn't been doing much into the game. Good cross they've been played by Ngema. The big man again showing his presence inside the box. Good reflexive save there from Stevens.
It hit him on the hand first and then came the dive. A bit of good positioning more than anything else. Now the header. To their credit, AmaZulu are knocking on the door here. Motswari, Hanamub drives it in. Up to Titus. Gets caught there. The referee didn't see that. Now he blows. Yeah, he didn't see it. He's looking at the linesman. Can you help me? It looks like there's one more change of piece here. Hanamub goes off and Ngubeni, a little bit of a forgotten figure in South African football, comes in on the left-hand side. You remember how exciting he was in his Bloemfontein Celtic days. And Brian Onyango will go off and allow Mtaba to have a little bit of a run at the back. Atenkosi Mtaba. capped by South Africa in his teens, you'll remember, but had a very bad injury that kept him out for almost the season. Up for Jabbar. Still Jabbar. Can he get in there? Yes, he can. Number 5 from Ibrahim Jabbar. It's a rout here in Umlazi.
It was a good ball being played by Stellenbosch. I think it was Moloi Sane that played the ball over the top. And you're thinking, okay, it's well covered because there's 2 defenders there. That touch there, that really sets everything off. And when Velimoto came through, already Jabbar had an advantage because of the speed. You can see that he never touched it again for the second time.
He didn't. It was the goalkeeper almost got it wrong there.
Yeah.
Not that Jabbar's going to mind too much about that. Record defeat for AmaZulu. For those interested now, we can start talking about these kind of things. 7-1 Mamelodi Sundowns beat them in 2013. You might have been involved in that, were you?
I was there. I was at Sundowns at the time. I remember that very well.
Pili. Igadaro. Again, frustration continues to build here. Well, who would have thought that? 5-0. And these 2 coaches, those glum faces are understandable.
And it's surprising for us because when the game started, it seemed like they were in control with the system that they were playing. You know, building up with 2, adding with another 2, forcing Stellies to sit a little bit more back, and they had more numbers in that midfield. But once then they started losing the ball, you know, unnecessarily, and then Stellies started getting into the game, and then Stellies started pressing a little bit more forward, playing more on AmaZulu half. AmaZulu unable to come back into the game.
Well, the last time they let in 5 AmaZulu was Mamelodi Sundowns 2019 in the Carling knockout. Gaston Serino scored a double that night. Meza and Afonso. It was a bit of a Latin American goal-scoring special. I'm sure Vusi Vilakazi is happy he lost the toss to Arthur Zwane with a TV interview at the end of the game. Having to explain this now at the end of the 90 minutes is going to be pretty tough. Here's Janino Palace.
And you do have those games where you just lost the game not knowing exactly how, when did it start, because you were so much in control. You've planned for the game and nothing goes your way.
Maybe a little consolation for AmaZulu. I remember last season when Polokwane City lost 5-0 to Stellenbosch. They bounced back a few days later. They played against Cape Town Spurs, and they actually stayed down in Cape Town after their 5-0 defeat and actually won the next game against Spurs. Maybe that's something there for AmaZulu to hang on to. It's just tough to come back. Maybe the fact they're up against amateur opposition on Tuesday in the Cup will help a little bit. Pili looking for number 6 here. Driven in and blocked by Jooste. Next league game for AmaZulu on Saturday next, which is home again against SuperSport United, and then they're away at Chiefs and then Marumo Gallants. They got 3 league games in the space of a week. He's having a bit of fun there, Sage Stevens.
I mean, he hasn't done much into the game.
Here's Jabbar. Well, the clock will tell you there are 5 minutes left, and if Mr. Badi is of a sympathetic nature, he won't add too much time on at the end of the 90. We have had a fulsome set of subs in this game, but no real injury hold-ups. Now cut out by Motswari, Moremi. Pass to Satoli. This is better. Ngema, Jooste coming forward. They got 4 in the middle. Needed an earlier ball. Here's Ngema. Motswari. Now he delivers. Jooste, and it's cleared away by Butsaka. Satoli again. Ngema. One more time, Jooste on that right-hand side. Tired-looking cross. Butsaka just boots this forward. They're looking to get Devon Titus away on the counter. Jabbar steals it. Can they find Titus? He'll get the free kick, Jabbar, and a yellow card for Moremi. What do you do, Teko, with a game like this? You just put this away. You go into the change room if you're the coach, say, see you tomorrow or the next day, and we just not talk about this.
You really don't want to talk about it, because also the mood as well in the dressing room will tell you as to how disappointed the players are. The players should be disappointed by themselves, and then dressing room, guys will see you tomorrow morning. Then after training tomorrow morning, then we can start dissecting the game as to then where it actually went wrong, because you can't speak about the whole 5 goals, because then after 3, after 4, it really doesn't matter. Maybe the first 2 goals, that's the most important one that you need to talk about.
Yeah, they do have a busy February, as everybody does in the Betway Premiership. Next month is going to be a crackerjack month, bumper football for everybody concerned. Don't forget, next Saturday is the derby, of course. And from what we hear, tickets are going and are almost gone. So if you do have an intention of being at Soccer City next Saturday, I suggest you go and purchase your ticket. 2 minutes to be added on. Mr. Badi showing some benevolence here tonight. We hear from down on the touchline. But so many good games coming up in the month of February, and give us some real clarity, I think, in terms of the title chase. Remember, we're not even halfway through the season yet. Stellenbosch looking for number 6. Ball over the top. Motwa's in a bit of trouble. No, he's not. Did well. Cleared it away in the end. Now Moremi. Igadaro from Banjwa. Gets the shot in, and he gets the penalty. No, is it a free kick or a penalty? What's the call here? Yellow card from Basadin. Free kick on the edge of the box, it would seem.
Yeah, the contact happened outside, because you could see that because he was running across Basadin trying to move away. But nonetheless, very still good work from Banjo, not,
forcing the shot away.
Yeah, still giving a shot away.
Basadin moves to 3 yellows for this cycle. So a chance for a consolation here in the closing stages. Gorbeni there, and so is Jooste, the 2 fullbacks. One with the left, one with the right. Sage Stevens will be desperate to keep the clean sheet. No keeper wants to give any goal away, never mind a consolation at the end of a heavy defeat.
Yeah, he was the type of a player to Cape Town City. Whenever he plays small side of game, he's in the losing side. He will never talk to anybody.
He's come along so nicely from those days. He was back up to Peter Luenberg. Jooste, left-footed shot. That's the night summed up for the home team. There'll be no rush to take this either. We're going to get confirmation any second now how much time will be added on. Well, if you're Steve Barker, you must be absolutely delighted with your team's response after all that travel around the continent. They were away in Mali this month, they were in Morocco.
It just shows the character of the players that Coach Steve Barker has. I mean, with all the traveling, with all the jet lag, with all the tiredness, you still, continue with the business at hand. And you can still also see the legs. They're still running as well as a team. So that tells you the little bit of a character that they have.
Well, they got a 5-0 hiding on Sunday, and they've more than made up for it here. 2 minutes of stoppage time confirmed, some 30 seconds gone already, 90 seconds remaining. Is there a consolation here for AmaZulu? Now, Teko, be honest, when you came here, did you think we were going to just watch 5 goals?
No, never. I was expecting a 2-1, a 1-0 there. And I was expecting also a fresher AmaZulu side because they rested a little bit, and I didn't expect Stellies to continue with the pace and the tempo of the game for so long. But also the mistakes that caused AmaZulu so many goals, I think that's worrying.
No one would have predicted this one, that's for sure. I don't think there's enough time for Devon Titus to get a third. Gobeni, look how far forward he is. This is Moremi now. Did not see enough from him down the flanks tonight. Gets the cross in. Godaro, to his credit, still chasing. It's intended for Titus. He's a little disappointed, maybe also a bit relieved. He doesn't have to go on another lung-busting run. Yeah, is Satoli out wide again. Chance as Uesta drags it into the middle, and the header is over the top. Mbanjwa gets the touch, but not the direction.
Good ball being played by Uesta. Very difficult with so much power as well. In the right space there, Mbanjwa couldn't hit the target.
That's the kind of crosses that should have been delivered a lot earlier in this game.
Yeah.
There it is, final whistle. Stellenbosch have won by 5 goals to 0 away against AmaZulu. That's a clear marker laid down by Steve Barker's side ahead of a big month of football for them. They've got Sekhukhune at home next Saturday. Kaizer Chiefs will be down in the Cape the weekend after that. Lots of big matches ahead for the team from the Winelands, and they will go back home now for a break until Tuesday's cup game. Well satisfied with their performance. AmaZulu, well, it's that old proverbial drawing board that they'll have to bring out. Not a night to remember for the home side. Disappointed faces all the way around here. Well, it'll be interesting to hear an explanation, Teko, as to what went wrong here tonight.
It'll be interesting to hear from the coach, Coach Atazwan or Vilakazi, to know exactly what is it that went wrong. But I strongly believe that after 10 minutes of the game, AmaZulu never really came back into the game, and they allowed Stellies back into the game. You can see where the match ended. You look at all the Stellies players, they all went down. You could see the exhaustion with them. But nonetheless, 3 points is exactly what they came here for, and that's exactly what they're going home with.
Well, action on a Thursday night, guaranteed here in the Betway Premiership, but very few of you, I'm sure, would have had that as the final scoreline. 2 for Titus, 1 for Lekoloane, Butsaka and Jabbar, 5 for Stellenbosch.
Gusta, congratulations for getting the Betway Premiership Man of the Match accolade here this evening. Absolutely fantastic. Geez, you guys gave them that 5-0 you get against Brekane.
Yeah, hey, it was tough playing against Bakane. And we thought like we have to work very hard. We need to bounce back because in Morocco it was very tough.
And talking about bounce back ability, you did exactly that against AmaZulu. But today, it seemed like the fatigue, the traveling was not there for Stellies. What spurred you guys on for the win tonight?
Yeah, when we went that side, we were tired. There's a lot of trips that we took. So like we had to because we were tired. But we thought, no, we need to keep going. We need strength and we need to take our chances.
Your strength, though, seems to come up against AmaZulu. Last goal you scored in the league was against AmaZulu on the 17th of Feb. This time again. So a nice, healthy appetite for Usut.
Yeah, I had a feeling when I woke up. So when I woke up, I had that thing that the last goal I scored was against Pakane, and last season was with Cape Town Spurs. So like when I woke up, I had a feeling that I need to score again against AmaZulu.
I bet this morning you said, Hebe Usut.
Hebe Usut.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Joining me now is Stellenbosch coach Stevie Barker. Coach Stevie Barker, today you definitely showed that despite the travels, despite all of that, you came back, got the 3 points and 5 wonderful goals.
Yeah. No, we got 5 a couple of days ago, so nice to get back to winning ways in the league. You know, we've had a tough run of fixtures, having to sort of play Pirates away, SuperSport away, Chiefs away, and now again away to AmaZulu. So it was important for us to get back on track in terms of our league ambitions. So yeah, really pleased with the performance this evening. I think it seemed to be quite an open game in the first half. Both teams sort of, you know, playing on the transition. Fortunately, we're able to sort of go into the halftime with a lead. And I just told the players that, you know, AmaZulu are going to have to come out. It's going to create space and opportunities as long as we're ruthless and take those chances and get the second and, you know, maybe even a third, then, you know, sort of takes a game away from them, and it panned out that way. So yeah, very, very happy, very pleased. Top performance, some really good goals, the commitment once again, the effort of the players after, you know, a lot of traveling to come out here and show the energy and the intensity that they played with is credit to a team of players that are really committed and want to be successful and play for each other. So you know, get back home, couple days rest, and then Nedbank game next week Tuesday that we can look forward to at Donny Craven.
Now, also speaking about your players here this evening, you had one player who was on debut, Tato Kiba. How did you think about his performance tonight, especially when you brought on the likes of Goodwill and Jabbar?
Yeah, I know. I thought Tato done really well. You know, he arrived sort of back end of last week, Friday. We weren't here. We only arrived Tuesday. He's had one small training session with us yesterday, and then, you know, he hasn't been playing right back for a while now. So, but we know his quality. That's why we were desperate to get him. You know, really good footballer. You know, those type of footballers can play anywhere and do a job. So I thought in both positions he was really good for us. And so a really good debut for him. And long may that continue.
Now, speaking about continuing, you play Brekane, different competition, today AmaZulu, and then Kruger United. That obviously brings a different competition, different team. How do you go and attack that, especially after tonight's performance?
Yeah, I think, you know, this type of games, it's always really about your mentality. You know, we can't take any game for granted, any competition, any team. You know, playing against the Motsepe Foundation teams is tough. You know, they want to obviously showcase their ability, so it's important for us to focus on that. Take each game as it comes, and you know, if we put on performances like this, you know, we can only continue to win more games than lose. So it's just about regenerating, making sure we get back, making sure we get the players in a mentally good space to put in. You know, we haven't played at Donny Craven for a while. We haven't played in front of our fans for a while. So, you know, we owe it to them. We owe it to ourselves on Tuesday to go and really put on a massive performance and hopefully get through to the next round.
Thank you so much for your time. Good luck, Coach.
Thank you.
And get some rest. Different. You good, coach? Ready?
Yeah, yeah.
Before the match against Stellies, you spoke about how difficult it has been for Usutu here at home. And today also didn't go as well. No shots on target in the first half, 2 after full time. How would you see how Usutu played here this evening, coach?
Look, I think we did not come to the party today. We were slow, couldn't get the first ball, the second ball, made wrong decisions on the ball, we couldn't connect, we couldn't progress the ball from the back, to the creative, phases. We just couldn't get it right today. Even in the final third entries, where we were making wrong decisions, wrong moves. And even when we got those chances, we still couldn't take them. And like you said, only two. At this level, we can't be. And look at the mistakes that we made, that we were punished, from our own mistakes. Maybe 2 goals that I would say, the other one was a deflection. They play a ball straight from the back, they get the player, then we're other central defenders, not at this level. And certain things you can coach them, but there are things you cannot coach. There are things that everyone knows, that is the principles of defending. There's no pressure on the ball, and they're ready to launch that ball, and then we have to drop and center, and we couldn't do all those things. So today we just did not come to the party. From first half and second half, I think we were just horrible.
And coach, speaking about that second half, in the second half you made some changes, specifically Extian and Zungu taking them off, bringing on Ngema and Stole. Can you elaborate about those changes here tonight?
Look, when we brought in, Stole and Ngema, we wanted to stay a little bit longer on the ball and also exploit the space, The spaces were there for us to, to exploit them, but we couldn't. We were still thinking on the ball, all of us. Sometimes you get the ball, instead of playing the ball into the space out wide, then immediately, because now they're also defending, facing their own goals, but we couldn't play that ball. Then we'll keep the ball in the middle and keep the ball for too long in the middle, end up losing the ball in the middle, then we are open, because our fullbacks are high up the field. So why should they be there when we don't use them, So, like I said, it's just poor decision making, from individuals, and hopefully we'll learn from this, but it was bad, very bad.
Yeah, this is a tough pill to swallow for AmaZulu, especially looking at your last 2 games. But then you move on into a different competition, Nedbank Cup, New Hope. How do you take the positives, or what do you do going into the next game, knowing that you need to go to the next round?
To be quite honest, there were no positives today. We don't have to lie. There were no positives. You can count few, it's not good enough at this level. It's not good enough for a team of AmaZulu's caliber. The people who came out here to support us, but we let them down. Like I said, sometimes it's a case of character, from the players, to say there's no way we can lose, 3 games in a row at home, And if you don't see it that way, then obviously something is not right. So we need to improve. We need to change our mentality.
Well, Coach, thank you so much for your time, and good luck in your next encounter.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Coach.
against the visitors from the Winelands, and again the mistake from Philly is taken by Mutsaka. Can he find Titus? It's a cuts inside. Titus left foot, goal! Against the visitors from the Winelands, and again the mistake from Philly is taken by Mutsaka. Can he find Titus? It's a cuts inside. Titus left foot, goal!